All right. I am live and I'm back in the circle. So for the guys, today is March 2nd. So we're done with February. And hopefully some guys will come on here. It's been a bit of a wild ride. As I told you, can you hear me? I think they can. As I told you, I'm going to use YouTube and cancel Streamyard. And this is Streamyard with the circle. But, hey, Marloka. Hi. Good. You can hear me. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. I called, I went on, hey, Verity. Hi. Back to the circle. Yep, that's it. Just for 15 days. Hey, Rinka, hi. Hey, JB808. That's right, Midnight with Magoo. You're the one that makes me keep doing it. Hi, Diane. How are you? Nice heart. I checked with StreamYard. I mean, it's just one of those where you go online and you look at your accounts, and I went to cancel it. I think I'm a little bit slow. Are my lips going different than my sound? It sounds like they are. I think they are. Are they in sync or not? I can't tell. Anyway, they said you have 19 days or 15 days, 19 days, something like that are still paid for, and we're not going to give you your money back. So, I might as well use it. So that's my plan. I mean, they do have a lot of stuff that they say you're going to lose all this stuff if you cancel. Okay, good. It's in sync. All right, good. Thank you, Verity. So, if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I mean, I'm probably still going to cancel it, but I think you can pause it, and that might be better. Then I wouldn't lose anything. But I'm not quite sure how on that. So anyway, I'm working on it. But in the meantime, that's why the circle is here. And for anyone who's new, this is something that came with my laptop, and I don't know how to undo it. Yeah, the circle's back. Hi, Charles. Yeah, just for 15 days. I already have that paid for, and they're not going to give me the money back. So I figured I might as well use it. What the hell? I've got to start doing some interviews, though, because that's a really good thing for StreamYard. So if any of you want to do an interview with me, let me know, and we'll set it up. All right. So there you go. So anyway, my topic for tonight is, can Scientology make you a star? And Nancy Cartwright, who is the voice of Bart Simpson on The Simpsons, really pitches, she's got a free, of course, anything free, is phony, but she's got a free seminar where she can help you with all the basics that you need to know as far as acting in Hollywood and blah, blah, blah. The truth is, it's really just another way to get people in, and it's another way to get your money and get you hooked into the train of the mind-controlled train of Scientology. So I say no. I helped train John Travolta. Now, does that mean John Travolta in any way became a star having anything to do with me or Scientology? Not really. I think he gives them credit for it, because that's just the way that's how the mind control works, where it's like everything is like all the good things are Scientology, all the bad things are the SPs. And an SP is a suppressive person. Now, wait a second. Charles, are you the last person that came on here, or did anybody else come on here since? Because you're the last person I see. Maybe everybody went to bed early because they're going to see the Academy Awards tomorrow. How many of you are going to watch the Academy Awards? I am. I'm going to go to a little Academy Awards party. Hi, June. You made it here on time. All right. Good. All of you did. Thank you. So we're back to StreamYard, June, just so you know, and for about 15 more days until it runs out. Okay. Hi, Christy. Thank you for letting us know. So, they they said you can cancel it, but you've already paid for 15 days. So I figure I might as well use them. I'm kind of a knucklehead that way. Hey, Charles, let's see. A few more. Was 14 when I came on, now 19. I know, I can't remember how many it is exactly. I wrote it down. I have it in my book as far as what the date is. But, it's a couple weeks. Hey, Tori in chat. I won't be watching, but the Academy Awards party sounds like fun. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It will be. We're going to bring some snacks and, just have fun. I mean, it's fun to watch it with other people. Now it's 23? No, it's not 23. I didn't ever say 23. You're making that up, Charles Patrick. Anyway, don't worry if you're lurking and thinking Scientology can make you a star. They can't, and they won't, and they don't. The people that are stars came in with the talent that they have. John Travolta came in very talented, and I did do drills with him, but that doesn't mean he's in any way a star because of me or Scientology. JB, I used to watch a lot of movies when I was younger, but I have not seen a movie in so long, and I don't know any of the new actors, but I still have to watch every year, especially in memoriam. I know. I'm kind of the same way, Connie. I'm kind of the same. I haven't gone to a movie theater since COVID, really. I think I went once or twice with Andrew, but I haven't really gone much. Your streams are on so late for those on the East Coast. I know. I do the midnight with Magoo, and in some ways it's good because it gets the people from other countries that come on. But it is too late for the guys on the East Coast, I know. And I'm trying to get it to do earlier, so for myself also, and you guys. So anyway, we'll see. I'm working on it. I am. Hey, Lisa Hughes. Good to see you here. So anyway, that's what's happening on this end of the continent, or the country. It's really the country. I haven't been to a movie theater either since COVID. Verity. Yeah, I know. It's kind of, I went a couple times and it was a little weird. It's just like, it just feels strange. It really does. It isn't the same as when we were kids, for sure. Or even, in the last 20 years, it just isn't the same. It feels different. And frankly, a lot of the movies I don't like. I really don't. I don't like all the, flashing stuff and the, it's the volume of noise is unbelievable for me. So I like older movies. I really do. I love, things from the 80s and 70s and 90s. I think it's been 10 years since I've been to the movies. I went with my daughter and they had recliners and I promptly fell asleep. I know those recliners are kind of a different thing too. When they came here to LA, it was probably when I first escaped out of Scientology, and a friend took me to one of those theaters, and I think it was like $40 to get a ticket. It was really expensive. Then I went with my friend up in Washington, and they were only 10 there. And I said, what's the difference? And he said, well, they do a lot of things here. This was in Spokane, Washington. And he said they do a lot of stuff here as a test market to see if people want it or don't. So they don't charge much money here. And then if it flies, they do it, put it all over the place. All right. JB808 comment, who'd want their names to be synonymous with Scientology? So-and-so, that Scientology actor. Well, you guys know that because you're not in the Scientology Truman Show. You have to remember the people in the Scientology Truman Show are brainwashed and they think it's the greatest thing on earth. It's like you guys are missing out. That's what they think. And I'm ruining your lives because me and Spanky, because we're the most evil people on the planet. So you have to remember that. Connie, terms of endearment. Oh yeah, the big chill. Pulp Fiction. Oh yeah, Steel Magnolias. Those are my favorites. Me too. I think all were Oscar worthy. Me too. And I believe it or not, I know a lot of people have a thing on Tom Cruise. I do too. I don't really like him as a guy. And I really don't like that he's always, kind of pitching Scientology in his own way. But I do like The Firm. I really like that movie. Oh, and let's not forget Coal Miner's Daughter and A League of Their Own. Exactly. And Dave, if you haven't seen Dave, you've got to watch it. It is fantastic. And the other series that's on now that is really great, if you can see it, is The Morning Show. And I watched the whole thing over at Spanky's because she has whatever show that it's showing on. And it was great. I mean, we watched the whole series. We really liked it. It's really a good series. And I'm a person, if I really like something, I want to see the backstory. So I go on to YouTube then and type in The Morning Show interviews, and you get to see all these different, interviews they've done with different people about the morning show and making it. It's really, really good. But it's so mind blowing that because they made it in 2019, and it's so exactly like what's happening now. It's really spooky. And they say that. They say we were freaked out then, and now it's just like, oh, all right, Connie B, they don't make movies like they don't. Well, I wouldn't know because I haven't seen many newer movies. Yeah, I've seen a few, and they really don't. They really don't, and it's too bad because hopefully some of the filmmakers kind of pick up on what did the older movies do that everybody loved them so much. Because I mean, they're unbelievable, and they're never old. You know what I mean? They're never old. They're great stories. They're great writing. They're great acting. Movies are like music. Something changed for the worse around 2000. There are still good new movies and new songs, just nowhere near as many. Yeah, like The Morning Show was in 2000. It was after 2000. It was 2019. But it's really good. It really is. It's way worth you seeing it. Did you know that Tom Cruise was Christian Bale's inspiration for his character in American Psycho? No, I didn't at all. I didn't see American Psycho either. So, okay. Connie B, I can see that. Okay, so I guess she saw it. Verity, I like Tom Cruise in Risky Business just because I love the old 80s movies. Yeah, and the music. I know, that was really great. And then what's the one? A Few Good Men. That's another good one. I really like A Few Good Men. I mean, Jack Nicholson you can't do without. I mean, he's fantastic. And he and Tom together as A Few Good Men is really good. You can tell deep down that he's not a nice guy. Okay. Oh, as far as Tom, I don't know what he is. He's kind of an unusual character. I don't know him well enough to say he's nice or he's not, but I know that when he's on set, everyone says he's so wonderful. But I know people who've worked for him, and they said the exact opposite. He's a real jerk. So, I always go with the people that work for somebody because they really see who the person is. It's not the PR, hey, how you doing? It's like, yeah, I was around him. He didn't give me the time of day. My friend never gave her a raise. She was a class 8 in Scientology, so it was like way up. And, she thought she'd be able to make bonuses and meet some of his friends because she just did. We were around a lot of celebrities, so she didn't think she'd be excluded, but it was the exact opposite. It was like, get out of here. We don't want you in here. It was like, ew. It was really weird because Yvonne was not like that. Yvonne started Celebrity Center, and she was very, very inclusive. She was not like that. She wasn't the exclusive, I'm the king and you're nothing. She wasn't like that at all. So it was very, very weird for her. She quit. Yeah, I think her husband is still there. You can tell, okay, let's see. I hope they are able to figure out what happened to Gene Hackman and his wife. And yes, I was referring to Tom Cruise being a nice guy. You think he is a nice guy, or you think he isn't a nice guy? And yeah, I would think with the autopsy they'll be able to figure out at least more what happened with Gene Hackman. My friend had a theory, and this is kind of a good one. It was like apparently his cane was on the floor. So she thought they'd had an argument and the front door was open. So he was leaving to go out the door. And then he fell, and she thinks he hit his head. So he died. And so then she just decided, all right, I'm going to take some pills and 86 myself. That's what she thinks. We'll see. I mean, if she's full of pills, we'll know. And, they'll see. They'll figure it out. But at least he lived a long, good life. 95 years is a good life. That really is. Okay, I think he's not a nice guy. Yeah, I don't either. I really don't. Just from knowing the people that worked with him. Christian Bale plays a psychopath, hence the title. He said that Tom Cruise had an intense friendliness with nothing behind the eyes. Exactly. See, that's it. That's it. An intense friendliness with nothing behind the eyes. So it's like you can kind of tell. It's like he's so friendly, but not really at all. And by his actions, that's how you can tell. You know what I mean? The people that worked with him, that's how they could tell. Okay, Connie B. Oh, that's a good thought, Tori. And yes, he did live a good long life. He did 95. I mean, how long do you want people to live? I'm always amazed on Facebook. People will go, oh, my father or my grandfather or somebody died at 98 or something like that. And I'm so sad. I'm just heartbroken. And I'm like, that's a great time to die. How long do you want a person to live? And I often think, have any of these people ever gone into nursing homes and seen what the mass majority of people at that age, what life is like at that age? It's not great. It really isn't. There's a few people that really keep it together and they're fit, and yeah, sure. But are you one of those people? If you're not, then I don't think you want to live to be forever. At least I don't. I just don't. I really don't. I mean, I'm fine. Like I told you, my brothers and I have all had this conversation. If we go tomorrow, celebrate our lives. That's it. Because it's like we've had great lives, all three of us. We feel like it. And yeah, okay, I was in Scientology, but 20 years of it was, I really enjoyed. I was very happy. I liked it. It was good. And the last 10 was a nightmare, but it got me out, so it was okay that it was a nightmare, because it took being a nightmare to see the dark side of it and go, wait a minute, I didn't join Scientology for this. And for people lurking, you've got to look at the other side. You think you don't need to, but you'll never get out. You'll never get out unless you look at the other side. Watch some of my videos. I spent years making videos because no one was talking about a lot of this stuff years ago. So I made videos about it over and over. I think, oh, Way to Happiness. Nobody knows about that. Oh, Narcanon. That's their front group. Oh, Applied Scholastics. That's another one. Oh, CCHR, that. It was just like on and on and on. If something would come up, I would make a video about it. Suicide, I'd make a video about it. Oh, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to say that now on the internet. That's what someone told me. That's kind of pathetic, because people do, I think you're supposed to say unlife themselves or something. It's another new one for me. Okay. All right. One blue sock. Hey, here you are. Good to see you. Verity, he is acting friendly rather than being genuinely friendly. Exactly. He's acting. Yeah, that's exactly it. Charles, heard that Tom Cruise is a lot like his character in Jerry Maguire, including the stuff with the mentor character and his sage advice sayings. Interesting. I believe that. I think that's probably true. And Connie said, I am unfit and unwell at 65. I don't mean to laugh at you. It just sounded funny the way you said it. You always sound so fit. You said, I am unfit and unwell at 65, so I don't know about making it to 90s, but I am making changes to get better for sure. You know what they say, if you don't have your health, yeah. It's like do a little bit each day. That's the thing. That's my theory on it. It's like work on it a little bit more every day. There you go. And you may be unfit in certain ways, but you're very fit mentally. I can tell from things that you post. So congratulations on that. And make sure to love yourself, because that's one of the things a lot of us don't do enough of. And it really helps increase your life. Verity, my mom was in a nursing home, and she definitely was over that. She said she had a long life and not to get too emotional when she died. I tried to honor that. She passed at 89. Perfect. Yeah. My mom had the same thing. My mom was like, I will never be in a nursing home. I'm going to go out on my yacht, take pills, and that'll be that. But of course, she didn't know she was losing her mind. So she had dementias, and they lost all their money. So she lost the yacht. So my dad died, and then she married this con man, and he basically screwed everything up. But she forgot the plan, and we had to put her in a nursing home because she needed independent care, or, she needed care. And both my brother was going back to Spain, and I had to go back to work. So that was that. So we put her in a nursing home, and, she worked. I mean, it helped me to see that world and how it's not good. It really isn't. We somehow in this world, we need to figure out a better way for older people to move on. That's what I think. I really do. It's a big passion of mine. And but I don't know the solution to it. Okay. That's right, Connie. You have to say he unalived himself. Okay, good to know. No, you can't say the S word. God, that's amazing. I apologize. I'm sorry. Thanks, Tori. That is so sweet. I mean it, Connie. I really do. You're in really good shape in many ways. So never forget that. I'm unfit and 40 and really want to work on myself more. That's the goal, at least. Yeah, do it. One blue sock. You can't be too unfit. You're in Japan. Or where are you at? You're in Korea or Japan? I forget. There's so many different people that come on. I think you're in Japan. Tell me which one you're in, or if anybody else knows. I think he's in Japan. But anyway, didn't you say you're counseling people and stuff? So you can't be too bad. Yeah, you're in Japan. And didn't you say you're counseling people? Right? I think you told me that. 10 years teaching English. Thank you very much. And I am a 40-year-old lady. Oh my God, I always thought you were a guy. Oh, that's funny. That happened to me the other day. Someone said it's not, no, wait, there's the guy that's no name. Remember he was going to go see my brother? And he's a guy. And now someone named New Name wrote me and said, oh, I have a photograph for you. Anyway, we were talking, and she sent me a photograph of she and my brother. And she said, no, I'm not the same as No Name. I'm New Name. But anyway, it was interesting to see. She made it. She was there in Copenhagen. But it was interesting because, he is a guy. Anyway, I'm glad to know that one blue sock, that you're in Japan and you've been teaching English for 10 years and you're 40, which is a baby. It's so young. I'm 77. so snap out of it. The 40 and I'm old. I remember that, because you think, oh my God, I'm getting to 50. 50 is like nothing anymore. It's like, graduating high school kind of thing. It's baby, 40 is, you're just like a young kid. So you might feel like you're an old lady, but snap out of it because you're not. Okay, 10 years teaching English. All right, good for you. English was my favorite subject in school. Yeah, I think it was for me too. I love reading. Math, forget about it. Amen, sister. I feel the same. One blue sock. I'm so happy to know you're a girl. I always thought you were a guy. I have walked by the Scientology building in Tokyo a few times, empty mostly, not much to see. They are all empty. I mean, that's pretty much all the Scientology buildings. That's why I always tell people, if people tell you, wow, they're really expanding, say that, what is that based on? And they go, well, they have all these big buildings. And it's like, okay, have you ever looked at them? And 99% say no. And then you can just either tell them to go look or just tell them there's nobody in there. There's 3 people that are keeping it open. And that's it. And then Connie said, I hope that comment was not inappropriate about obese Japanese people. No disrespect meant. I didn't see that, Connie. We're going to have to send you a fine. I'm kidding. But I didn't even see it. Let's see. Mom was in a nursing home. I didn't even see it. Well, anyway, I'm halfway up the page and I can't find it, so don't worry about it. We understand. I've never heard of obese Japanese people, though. They're usually very tiny. But I know that you didn't mean any disrespect. And one blue sock said, no, not at all. All right. So now, anarchists, Scientology can turn you into a robot. That they can. That they absolutely can. They're a mind control, soul-sucking, fraudulent business pretending to be a religion. That's a fact. And it is mind control. It's based on mind control. It starts with mind control. And the first thing they do is sell you a book. And now you're on the train. Tori, LOL, Tori, on the fine? Okay, I think it is, their diet, a lot of fish, I would assume, and probably biking instead of taking a car everywhere. True. Okay. Hi, Rib Guy. You got unblocked. I unblocked you. Yep. We did. We figured it was me and I can't say it. I can't remember her name, her screen name. Gucci. Me and Gucci. She looked at the list and said, most of them should be blocked, but you know what? Let's unblock Rib Guy. And we both went, yeah, let's unblock him. So welcome back. Anarchist, it sounds like that. They are told not to get on the internet. What? Sorry, but don't tell me what I can and can't do as an adult, please. I know. I mean, I would never do it as an adult. I'm the same. But remember, most of us that got in, I got in 1969. I was 22. And even then you think, well, I wouldn't do it, but it's kind of like they're good at what they do. They have a schmoozy way of getting you in. And it isn't like they say, you can't do this. They just go, well, anyway, it's a long road of mind control. It isn't a fast. If they said that, nobody would do it, even younger people. Sumo wrestlers are huge. True. That's true. Excellent point, Charles. Yep. If you're a Scientologist, you have to install the Net Nanny on it so you don't see anything critical of Scientology. Do all you guys know what the Net Nanny is? Does anybody not know? Does anyone want to know? Let me know. Okay. I thought Japanese and French don't get obese. Yeah, me too. I thought they could eat all that bread and they never get fat. Hey, Rib Guy. I know. Welcome, Rib Guy. It's good to see you here. I'm glad you're back. I really am. You have to install the Net Nanny on your computer is what I meant. No, I know what it is. I just want to see if these guys know. Do you guys know or don't know? Does anybody not know what the Net Nanny is? I would think that if they told me to stay off the internet, that would make me interested in as to what they did know, maybe to see. Yeah, now because you know all this stuff. So of course, it's like you're thinking critically. They are not, okay? So they come in and it's like, first of all, they find out what your button is. What's your button, Connie? Oh, okay. All right. Well, come on in. I think we can help you with that. So now you get in and all these people start love bombing you and you're like, wow, this is a good place to be. I mean, 50 people love bombing you. They're good at what they do. I'm just telling you that. And they don't say stay off the internet until you get way up the bridge. So remember, Scientology is a triangle and most of the people never get even to clear. So, I mean, some, there's a percentage that get in the top triangle, but the rest, no. So they're the only ones where they really have to worry about them getting on the internet. I mean, they don't want anyone on the internet, but they're just saying, look, your eternity depends on it. If you can go on the internet all you want, but you're never going to get free. So that's kind of your choice. Do you want to get free or do you want to be on the internet? Now you can say, well, I'd never believe that stuff. And of course I wouldn't either if I knew what I know now, but you don't know that when they say that to you. You used to have a Net Nanny, Connie. Really? On your computer? Is there anyone who doesn't know it? Your brain isn't fully developed until you're 25. So anyone under that is easy prey for high control groups. Thank you, Verity. It never worked well for me, the Net Nanny. It never worked for anybody. It's a bullshit thing. It is. I have to find out if people know about it or not. Does anybody not know what the Net Nanny is? No one has said, yes, I don't know. And there's no shame in that. It's just, I'll tell you about it if you don't know about it. Hi, Tori. Good evening and best wishes to you. Hi, Brian. Hi, Dee Thompson. Then they would say, give us money. And I would have to say, get in line behind everyone else. You take credit. LOL. All right. Now, anarchists, because of the line on the internet, high control groups like Scientology, Exclusive Brethren, Jehovah's Witnesses, et al. Are all really struggling. Yep. Everyone now has access to the counter arguments and these high control groups in their pocket. Hey, Brian. Yes, tell us. Okay, D. Thompson, I will. Laying down AFK, but listening. What's a Net Nanny? All right, Rib Guy, you talked me into it. Verity, I think the Net Nanny was old school internet blocking inappropriate websites. I don't know if they still use it today or not. What it was in 2000, Miscavige had a big event and he said, everyone's going to get on the internet. We have to, because these evil people are on it and it's time. So we have computers all around the room. Go sit down at a computer and write out your story. So you write out your story, this is how I got in, blah, blah, blah. And it's fantastic. And Scientology really works. And they go, okay. And now remember, in 2000, none of us knew what the internet was at all. And we didn't know what a hyperlink was at all. So they put on their hyperlinks, which was, of course, the way to happiness, Narcanon, Criminon, whatever, a bunch of their front group links, and put those on it. And then they print out this disc and hand it to you. And they say, okay, take this home, Tori, and put it on your computer. And I'm like, why would I take something and put it on my computer? I just bought a brand new computer. And the lady that was talking to me said, listen to your story. Everyone's going to want to talk to you. And they're on the internet. See, again, we didn't know what the internet was. So they said, well, they're going to come to you and now you'll have the Net Nanny on there so they can connect to your stories. Well, nothing could have been farther from the truth. The Net Nanny was designed so that when Scientologists go in and type in anything, it's all just blue skies. And John Atek did write a book called A Piece of Blue Sky, but it's kind of ironic because that's exactly years later what the Net Nanny is. It's just like everything's wonderful. Now, can you see evil stuff? No, you really can't. It's blocked out of there. They have it all typed in, all the stuff they didn't want you to see. But I'm pretty sure now, and this was in 2000 when it happened. So I'm pretty sure now they're not using the Net Nanny, but they're still using mind control. And it's like if someone is on the internet reading stuff like this, let's say they're listening to me, they'd tell their friend, yeah, I was listening to Tori. Wow, she really has some videos up. And they'd say, oh, okay, good. And they write it all up to ethics. Tori, so-and-so is talking to Tori Chrisman all about this N theta, which is bad news in their world. It's really the facts that they don't want seen, but they call it N theta. Theta is good, N theta is bad. So they write you up, and then you have to go to ethics, and then ethics says, okay, what's up? What's going on? Why are you talking to Tori? She's an evil person, declared suppressive. I mean, what the hell are you thinking? And, it goes from there. Anyway, they basically, okay, now hang on. Oh, this is funny. I got to get back to some of the questions. I think the Net Nanny was old school. Okay, the internet is where the religions go to die. Good point. Good point. Very good point, anarchist. Okay, Lily. I'm just joining Melbourne, Australia. Hi, welcome. Good evening on Sunday, everyone. So thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe. It's free. And also, if you can, make sure you hit the like button for everyone. I forgot. I can't see how many like things there are. On YouTube, you can. SPTV Never Ends and Artology. Kelly. Hi, Tori, chat, and mods. Hello. Brian, Tori, I'm just curious as to how exactly you believe there were only 50 people on the internet. Thank you, Tori. Remember, mind control. I had no access to the internet at all. At all. I bought an IBM computer. I didn't know how to use it at all, and ended up trading it with Debbie Mace for some auditing. It was just like, it was a mess. I didn't understand the internet. So I thought, the only reason why I thought there were 50 people was because Bill Yachty told me, look, there's this message board about Battlefield Earth. Now, we all hated Battlefield Earth because it truly is an awful movie. Wait a second. I forgot. I got to get my water. It really is an awful movie. So we all didn't like it. And now I forgot what I was talking about. Shit. What was it? We were talking about the Net Nanny. Oh, yeah. How exactly did you believe that there were only 50 people? Okay. So that's right. So Yachty says you need to go over and see if you can handle these people on this message board. And he came over and he said, there's something on your computer I have to take off. And I say, what would be on my computer? I just bought it. What would be on my computer that you have to take off? So he explained the Net Nanny in his view, which was Tory. These people are evil people. They're trying to stop you from getting free. We are trying to help you on the path, the road, the bridge to total freedom. And you're on it and you're doing very well. But you don't want to get in with those guys or it's just going to be a mess. But I think this message board, I think you could handle. And so why don't you I'm going to take off the Net Nanny so you can go over to the message board. And it was a battlefield message board. And guess who was on there? Mark Bunker as Xenu TV. And you have to remember back then, this was 1999. Well, it was really 2000. But it was like the word xenu.net or just Xenu was not out. Nobody had heard of it. The only people that had heard of it were the people that paid for it to do OT3 or above. So it was a huge, huge deal for them to never have anyone see it. Why? Because it's such bullshit. That's what I think. Hubbard didn't want people to find out about it because if they knew what it was, they'd leave. They'd be like, what the hell is this? Yeah, let's get out of here. So they created a thing where they can't talk to each other, blah, blah, blah. And so anyway, Xenu's over there. Bunker's there as Xenu TV. And so I go over there and start trying to handle Bunker and trying to get him to change his name and stop trying to be Xenu, be the Fat TV guy, which, oh yeah, some guy's going to change from Xenu TV to the Fat TV guy. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. But there were only about 50 people that were on the message board. So that's where I got the 50 people. I think it was only 25 that were on the message board. So, anyway, I got mad at trying to handle them. And I finally just found who ran the message board. And it was Warner Brothers. So I found the person because I'm in sales. So I know how to go up, 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 up and get to the top person. And I said, look, I live in Burbank and I'm a fan of Battlefield Earth. And there is all this Scientology junk that's on your Battlefield Earth message board. And I want it off. I'm really mad. And they said, okay, we'll report it. And I said, okay, I didn't think anything had happened. The next day, my husband goes, you've got a call from somebody from New York. And I'm like, all right, hello. And this is Mr. So-and-so from Time Warner in New York. And we got your message about the Battlefield Earth message board and we've taken it down. And I'm like, wow. It was kind of amazing for me because I had already disconnected from OSA. I wasn't really with them. I wasn't really against them. I mean, I was kind of against them. But anyway, it's a long story. I wrote it all up in the Escape series. So you can watch that if you want to hear the whole story of it. But anyway, that's where the 50 people came from because I just thought, well, there's 25 on the message board. And if you looked on Alt Religion Scientology, it looked like it was about 50 people. It was about 50 posts. It might have been 100, but it was 50, 100, that kind of thing. It was nothing compared to what it turned out to be, which was thousands of people were watching. And I had no idea. So when I left and escaped across the country, which I literally did because they chased me across the country, people wrote me the next day saying, we're in Ohio and we followed you getting chased across the country. And we are so proud of you, Magoo. We can't thank you enough. We're not ex-Scientologists. We were never in Scientology. We have nothing to do with it. We're not critics, nothing. We just saw that and we thought you have such courage to do what you've done. And they would write me every day. They would say, dear Magoo, we're here. This is our little office in Ohio. It was either Ohio or somewhere up north. But they said, we're the office people and we come in every day to find out what's happening with Magoo. And every day something new was happening with me. It was like every single day it was something else because there were only 4 people on the internet that were speaking. And I put my name and phone number on there at the time thinking there's only 50 people, what's the difference? So anyway, that's my answer to that. Hi, all right. So, Brian, I hope that answers it for you. Let me know if it doesn't. One blue sock. Hi, Lily. Good evening. Yeah. Hey, Sophie. Hi. Good evening. Sorry I didn't call you Sophie ahead of time. I just jumped on here. Net Nanny is filtering software that you can program not to show certain topics. It might be political, pornographic, criticism of a particular group. All of that can be excluded. Thank you. It's always good to have these guys that know what they're talking about. I just know from the experience, but it helps to have the actual tech guys that know. All right, Sophie, hi, chat. Verity, hi, Sophie. All right, so everybody's saying hi to Sophie and hi to chat. Rib Guy says hi to Sophie. We unblocked him, Sophie, just so you know. We being Gucci and I. We decided, he's okay. I always liked him. I did. So we unblocked him. We unblocked a couple of people, but she looked at the list. She said, it's a good list. She said, actually, the majority of the people that you've blocked should stay blocked. So congratulations on that, because she had never seen it. But anyway, she did now. So there you go. Connie B, wow, what a trip about Scientology and the Net Nanny. Hi, hey, Sophie. I know it is a trip. It's unbelievable. I was talking to Drew tonight on the phone for like an hour and a half, and we got into so much stuff because he's just constantly learning. He's like Bunker was, because he was never in, but he loves learning about Scientology. And I gave him this. I realized tonight, this is an interesting thing. No, I'm going to do it tomorrow night or the next time I do a thing, because it needs to be a whole show on it. But anyway, we had a good talk on it. Does it matter? Hi. Oh, yeah, I love that nickname. Does it matter? Okay, one blue sock we found out is a girl. Rib Guy says hi to Kelly. Sophie, Connie, I know they gave them a filter for the internet. Yep. And then Yachty came, Sophie, and took mine off so I could go handle the message board of Battlefield Earth. And that's actually how I got on the internet, because I got rid of them. They can't, I called Warner Brothers and they canceled the message board. And then I missed everybody. It's like those guys on that message board were like the old cowboys in the West. They could do what they wanted. They could say what they wanted. They didn't give a shit. It was like Scientology. By the time you're up at the top, you're very, very controlled by the group, by the tech, by the everything. And so I missed that. I missed the cowboys. And I thought, now, wait a minute. Now I got rid of them. Where can I find them? And I went, Alt Religion Scientology. And I was way too afraid to go look on there. But I did. I went over there, and I'm trying to think if it was right then after the message board. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I just started making real dorky posts, and I made like 4,000 posts in 2 weeks. And I just was like manically making posts, but I was too afraid to read anything. So I looked really insane, and that's okay, because I still woke up, and it worked, because I thought maybe somebody of these critics, maybe somebody will help me. And Andreas did. And you know what? He told me later, he said, Tori, it was just a total accident. I had no intention of helping you get out of Scientology. It was just, I'll give you a hand, technically, because he could see I didn't know what I was doing. Amazing. So that's why I tell people, you never know when you can help somebody. Okay, so N theta, N theta is EN and then THETA. So N theta, not the letter N, but EN, N theta. The lingo that Scientology uses is confusing, kind of like the military. It's intentional, because then, first of all, they have the hierarchy. So the higher up you are, the more lingo you know. So everybody wants to get up to the higher levels, so you know all the lingo. And it's very exclusive, even though, like I said, Yvonne, who started Celebrity Center, for the actors and artists and musicians was very inclusive. She would have never gone along with this stuff. Already done, Tori. Already done. What was already done? Lily, you have to tell me what was already done, because I don't know what you're talking about. So let me know what was already done. Hey, Kelly, Connie, IBM old school. Rib guy, I went downtown. I was selling jewelry and I saved up $2,000 and I went downtown to IBM to buy a computer. It was all men. And I'm walking around looking at the computers, trying to figure out what to get. And this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Why would you want to buy a computer?" And I was like, I can't believe you're in sales and you would have a customer walk in and you would say that to him. It was just so offensive to me. I forget what I said to him, but it wasn't good. But anyway, I bought the computer and I couldn't get it to work. Not for anything. I forget. I bought an Apple II GS. I finally bought that because they said, the Macintosh was coming out or the Apple II GS. And I thought, well, I don't know which one. I knew nothing about either one. And so I called them up and they said, well, the Apple II GS is going to have all this information for homeschooling, which is what I was doing at the time. I was teaching my son at home. So I thought, bingo, okay, I'm getting it. Now, years later, I read this Steve Jobs book and he goes, oh yeah, the Apple II GS, we just threw that out. We never got any software for it. And I was like, you rats. It really ticked me off. They should send me a computer just for that. I've always wanted an Apple computer. I have. Hi, Connie. Rib guy, I'm so happy you're back on. Okay, Connie B. Ooh. Battlefield Earth, a Scientology movie? I presume, yeah. It was a message board with critics making fun of the Battlefield Earth movie. So that's what it was. It was really critics. It wasn't Scientology putting it up. They didn't want it. Lily. Okay. I agree with you, Tori. I watched the Battlefield Earth movie. Yes, exactly. Okay, SPTV, Never Ends, and Artology, Kaylee. Yes, Connie, and I hear it is really bad. It's supposed to be the worst movie of the decade, I believe. Here. I'm in Sydney, by the way. Ooh, cool, anarchist. Brian S., thank you, Tori. I appreciate it. You are welcome. I'm glad. I hope it helped because that's what it is. All right, now let me see. Thanks, Kelly. I think it'll take your word. I'll take your word for that and skip that one. Okay. Sounds good. Good choice. Hey, Queen Tori. Now, who is this? Oh, Heidi. Hi. Greetings from Germany. Glad to see you. It's good to see you, too. I hope you're enjoying Germany and Australia and everywhere else people are. Oh, there's so many nifty. Scotland. I love the guy that comes from Scotland or Ireland. Oh, so great. Such great places. I've never been to Scotland, but I've been to Ireland and I loved it. But I froze to death. I did. I was really cold. And their solution to cold is have another beer. And it's like, I really don't drink that much. It was like, this is not going to work. And John McGee, thank God, let me stay in his bedroom. He and Sam stayed in another bedroom and he let me stay in his, and he had a little fireplace in there or heater or something that kept me warm. It was the only time I was warm was late at night. Oh, it was cold there, really cold. Okay. Melbourne here. Okay, Lele. All right. Kaylee, Heidi, Jacksonville, Florida. All right. Kelly. All right. Wow, Tori, this is such a great story about the history of the anti-Scientology, the Net Nanny, and Tori starting to break free. I know the actual title is more about Scientology, can they make you a star? Because that's how I started, because they can't. And they say they do. Nancy Cartwright's always giving free seminars. And as the fraud alert guys told me, just like your mother taught you, there is nothing free in the world. And the guy that I talked to said, Tori, we deal with this every day, all day. People getting conned. Don't ever take stuff that's free. So that's true for Scientology. It's not free. Nothing is free in Scientology. You can't even say now you're a Scientologist until you pay and join the IAS, which is I think it's $1,500. You have to start. It's probably $500 so that you'll at least join it. But quickly they get you up to $1,500 and up. You know, and you knuckleheads that are donating money to the IAS, will you please listen to me and find a real, place where people need help. Scientology isn't helping anyone with your money. You can give them millions and millions, and I get it. It's a tax write-off, but come on, man. There are charities that are desperate for money, and you could really change people's lives. But when you give the money to Scientology, it's like giving it to David Miscavige. He goes out and buys new cars and motorcycles and flies Tom Cruise around. And, it's just BS. Don't do it. Anyway, that's my lecture for tonight. I have one kind of every night almost. All right, so let's see. Okay, thank you, Sophie. Very cool. SP Never Ends in Artology. Wow. Good evening, Hydran. Sophie, good to see you. Okay, Lele. It's been hot here lately. Okay. Oh, yeah, because you're in Australia. That's right. And it's summertime there. That's right. Because you have the opposite. If it's winter here, it's summer there. I remember that. It was fun to see Dave. He came on. He's from Australia. Dave Gibbons. He came on. He reminded me, it isn't a turtle hotel. It's a frog motel that he used to have. He had a ton of frogs around his swimming pool, and it was raining and stuff like that. So he made this little motel for him. I thought it was so cute. He'd come on and we'd ask him, how are the frogs tonight? I'm really into frogs. So anyway, it's kind of my thing. It's one of my things, one of my many things. I love horses too, just so you know. All right. Ow, ouch. Please hit the like button, said Brian. Thank you, Brian. Lele, it was smart of you not to take my childish and spiteful bait. Well done. I missed it altogether. So good job, Lele. I totally missed it. Been hot here lately was your bait? Really? I don't get that one. Unless it was something else. Sophie, please put a question before your questions. Aren't we lucky to have Tori here, a real legend activist here to answer our questions? Thank you, Sophie. I feel the same about all of you. I'm very lucky to have you here. Lele, okay. LOL. I've been enjoying the cooler weather here in Melbourne. Next week, the temperature is going up again. Yeah, our days are getting longer. I think it's next week, and it's daylight savings. We have daylight savings. It'll start. That's right. It'll start. So then the days get longer, which I like. I like sunshine. Sunshine. Okay, so Okay, thanks, Tori from Sophie. One Blue Sox says, question, Tori, where are you on dial-up internet when you first got on? AOL? If that's what that is that what you mean? Does that answer it? See, that's how technically inept I am. I mean, they had those printers that were like, you know, that, I don't know what you call that, but it was really awful. So, I don't know if it was dial-up internet. I don't think so. I think it was just AOL I started with. That's what I started with. Anyway, let me know if it doesn't answer it. Question. So, Tori, you were chatting with the SPs, but they were actually nicer than the Scientologists. No, that wasn't true. I was chatting with the SPs. Andreas was nicer but everybody else was really shitty to me. No, it's kind of amazing. That's part of it, where it was kind of amazing I stayed on, because a lot of them were really shitty to me because my questions were really stupid. I mean, I just wanted to stay in a swimming pool. I wanted to keep my feet in the water. I was too afraid to swim because I thought I'd drown. So I just had my feet dangling in the water. That's really all it was. And I would make things like, there was a guy named Phil Scott, and he mentioned he was going to Hawaii. So I said, we've got to do a fundraiser for Phil Scott and buy him some new flippers. And, I'd come on every day. Has anybody donated to Phil Scott's flipper fund? And it was just like, these people were like, who is this insane Magoo? They didn't like me at all. And that's why Andreas was so monumental, because nobody else was talking to me at all. And I wasn't talking to them. You know what I mean? I was too afraid to talk to him. So Andreas, I've told this before, but I'll tell it again. It's like when back in the old days, with whatever you call it, it's like you would say something, then there would be arrows, and I would say something. And then you would say something, and there'd be arrows in between them. So it would show Sophie, Tori, right? So, but I only knew how to copy paste. Yadi had taught me how to copy paste. That's all I knew. Didn't know anything else. So now I go to answer on alt religion Scientology. Somebody'd say, Magoo, you're full of shit. And I'd be like, F you, I was like really pissed off. It was like, why are you guys being so mean to me? And so then I'd copy it, and then I'd paste my response, and it would all collapse together. So Andreas wrote me, and he said, Magoo, and I knew his site. I had, it's another whole story, but I had seen his Xenu.net. I hadn't read it or looked at it, but I'd seen it and how big it was. And so I thought he was like the king of SPs. And so now he writes me and says, Magoo, nobody can understand what you're saying. You're not formatting what you say. Now, I didn't know what formatting was at all. So he said, I'm going to teach you how to format. And it almost makes me cry to this day, because it was like so monumental that amongst all these critics hating me because I was basically in Scientology still, so they were like pounding me, and you're this and you're that, and this group is horrible and you've got to get out. But nothing that, it was just all awful for me. And here's this guy with just kindness. And he just goes, let me show you how to format. And he sends me how to format. I do it, and it works. It's like it shows Tori, Sophie, Tori, with no arrows or anything. It just shows who's talking. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was such a monumental thing for me. It just goes to show you never know what you could do that might change somebody's life. It could be nothing to you, but which it was to him. It was nothing. He told me later, it was like, I wasn't thinking of getting you out. I wasn't trying to get in touch with you. I was just trying to teach you how to format. That was it. But anyway, our whole conversation came from there. Now let's see. Question. Oh, the dial-up. I don't know if that answered that. So Tori, we were chatting with this SPs, but they were actually nicer than the Scientologists? No, they definitely weren't. The only person that was nicer was Andreas. The rest of them, for a long time, were pretty creepy to me. I mean, even after I escaped out, a lot of them turned on me because Yachty was right in there saying, don't trust her. She's Osa. She's this. She's that, and just stirring the pot. They're still doing it to this day, I'm sure. And you see all the people fighting, and I've spent 24 years trying to educate people on this is what they do. But, after a while you go, okay, go for it. You guys fight. You want to fight? Fight. It's stupid. Who does it help anybody? No. The only people it helps is OSA's statistics on Thursday. That's it. That's the only person. All right. So I do think the way that you were taught to use the dictionary to look up words would be helpful and a good learning tool for everyone to use. I do too. And so did most of the universities. I went and interviewed tons of they all came here to LA, big universities. And I told them about how Scientology study tech works. And they went, oh my God, if that's true, no one is doing that. If that's really true, your son can get in any school he wants. That's a whole other story. But anyway, I agree with you on looking up words. Great question, Sophie. Yeah, so I hope that answered it. And no, they weren't, for a long time, they weren't nicer to me. Great question, Sophie. I'm already done. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Lily. Connie B. Chauvinist spelling is what he sounds like on top of being a horrible salesman. A chauvinist? Oh, I see you're saying you're not sure if you're spelling chauvinist right. Yeah, he was a pig. I have never used Apple products. Me neither. I mean, I bought that Apple 2GS, and shortly after that, then I bought, I don't know what happened. I bought the IBM. After that, I think first I bought the Apple 2GS, then I bought the IBM, and then that didn't work, so I traded it with Debbie Mace, and I don't know what I did. I must have just gotten, Yachty probably helped me get some other kind of just regular Android computer. So glad you're here, Lily, Sophie says. Oh, and I love Melbourne. It's a cool place. I do too, and I've never even been there, but I know I love it. I hear that it's not very easy to use. Apple? They're supposed to be really easy, I thought. Interesting. Thanks. I love Melbourne, Laylee says. Yeah, me too. I want to come there sometime. I really do. I think Dave, and I think he lives in Sydney. I think. I'm not sure if he's in Melbourne or Sydney, one or the other. Drunk and cold in Ireland. All right, Connie B. You mean me? No, I wasn't drunk. I only drink like one beer a week. I can't drink much. So that wasn't going to work for me. I was really cold. I got off the plane. It's the first time I've ever done this in my life. I got off the plane in LA, walked outside and went, oh, thank God for the sun. I just was like, oh my God. I never missed the sun so much as I did in Ireland. I really did. And it was sunny most of the time, but cold. And I had warm clothes, I thought, but not warm enough. Tori, I'm in Orange County. I would love to meet up sometime and treat you to lunch. It's a deal. Let me know when and tell you my story. I'm not comfortable telling it on here. Just let me know. You let me know when's good for you, because I'm pretty much anytime's good for me that I think. Can you send me a private message? Better than if you can't, are you on Facebook? Because if you're on Facebook, you can send me a private message, or now they call them a DM, which I think is direct message, but it used to be PM for private message. But anyway, send me that or send me a text. I think, let me check. Oh, okay, it's still here. There, you can send me a text at that number. And some money too. Just kidding. Okay, so yeah, send me a text and then we'll get together. That'll be fun. I'd love to hear your story. All right, now. Oh, you're in Sydney. Wow, cool. Oh, you guys should get together. You need a woolen clothes and really good coat. Yeah, I had a really good coat. No, wait. I'm still trying to learn how to. Oh, okay. You're in Orange County. Okay. I'm sure Tori would love that. I know I love talking to her. She's so understanding and caring. Oh, thank you, Sophie. I feel the same about you. I live in Sydney and haven't seen green tree frogs. That's what he had. Yeah, that's what he had. Green tree frogs forever. Sad as a kid, they were everywhere. Yeah, he has them still. I think he still has his frog hotel or motel. He's a cool guy though. If you don't know him, you should meet him. He's really cool. He's an ex-Scientologist and he's helped a lot of people get out. Lele, Tori is about Sydney and Melbourne state war over which is the better state to live in. Oh, it's like a war between the two of them on which one's better. I'm sure they're both great. I really am. I've known too many people from both places. You need woolen clothes and really good coat. Yeah, I hear you on that one. I hate wool though. I hate woolen things. Yes, Tori, I think AOL was dial-up in the beginning. Yes, the sound you were making brings back memories. Maybe dial-up is it? No, I think it was dial-up. I think they called it that. I remember, see, my thing was this. I knew nothing, literally nothing. And Yachty came over and turned on my computer and got me wherever I was. I think over onto the message board. And he left. So now I go to bed and I come up the next day and it's all black. And I go, oh my God, my computer broke. So I call AOL. And I'm in sales. I've been in telemarketing rooms forever. I know a pitch from a real person. And these people would go, bop, 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 and I'd hang up. And I'd call back. And the next person, bop, 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 and I'd hang up. And I'd call back again, bop, 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 and I'd hang up. And finally, I'd get a guy and he'd say, okay, do you see the little black space at the bottom? Type in capital J, number 6, star 43, that kind of thing. And all of a sudden, boom, the whole thing. Well, first of all, the first guy said, have you turned on the computer? And I said, actually, I really don't know how to turn on the computer. And he said, okay, look down, there's a button there, press the button. And I pressed the button, the computer came on. So there you go. So that was the first time. But then once I started having problems, I'd call him up and I'd get the telemarketing, I'd hang up until I'd get a guy that I could tell he knew his shit. And every time, boom, once you get that person, they know what they're talking about. And they're invaluable. Okay, so one blue sock. Okay, good. No, it's not a Canadian expression. Dial-up, we definitely had that here. I just wasn't sure if I was using it or not. Just got back from a super long night. How is everyone? 49ers for life. Hi. We're good. We're having a good time. We were talking about, can Scientology make you a star? What do you think? Guess what? No, they absolutely can't. They can take your money. They can put you on course. They can give you some phony auditing, but they can't make you a star. You either come in a star, or, a lot of people work up the acting thing and get better and better, but it's not because of Scientology, even though they'll say it is. John Travolta thinks it is. And I love him. He's a great guy. He's a really nice guy. He really is. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. Good. 49ers for life. Good to see you. Everybody's saying hi to you. I'm in Sydney. She's in Melbourne. I'm just engaging in city rivalry. Just good-natured ribbing. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Hey, 49ers, says Connie B. Slow night here. Hope you at least had fun. Thank you, said Brian. It's a slow night here at right here, or a slow night at your house? I don't think it's slow. It's moving along. I don't know which city's better, but I know both have amazing food. Yeah, I do too, and they have amazing people too. All right, Brian, hard to find people that understand. Oh. What did she understand? About the woolen clothes and really good coat? Is that what you mean? I don't know if that's what you mean. Anyway, Brian's happy about it. Thank you, Sophie. All right. I don't know which city's better. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. All right. I have to agree with you. All of Australia has amazing food and people. They do. Andreas is everything that the movement should be about. He is. Thank you. I agree. He had so much compassion and treated people so good. What this movement really needs. It does. It really does. I mean, he really understood. Number one, he understood how to debate, which a lot of these people don't. And that's why they get in these fights, because they don't really know how to debate. And Andreas explained that to me. He said, no, debate is a very specific tool that once you learn it, you learn how to go back and forth without diving on someone. And that's a thing that people could study up on, which is how to be a good debater. Sydney is obviously better, but I don't want to upset Lily. But saying that is not entirely PC. Just listen to Lily. She's totally biased. All right, you two. Time out. We're not going to have an Australian war here. No, we're not. If you want to contribute to the topic, you can. If you want to talk to people, you can. But this whole, my Australian is better than your Australian, you guys do that off screen. That's not going to happen here. I'm telling you. I don't. It's this. It's not going to help anybody. It isn't ever. So you can do it with you two by yourselves. You can send each other messages. My area is better than yours. I'm fine with that, but not here. We've done enough of it already. I can only use Apple. Oh, okay. I thought you couldn't use Apple. Oh, okay. So you can only use Apple. All right. 49ers, I completely agree. Yeah, about Andreas. Yeah, me too. Apple's the best. Yeah. I used to be an Android person, But once you go to Apple, you never go back. I know everyone I know has an Apple, an iPad, Apple iPhone, So I know they're popular, but they're expensive. That's the only thing I don't like. What I meant was that I heard that Apple products are very easy to use. Oh, good. Okay. I thought you were saying they were hard. Okay. Apple's really very friendly. Apple also has lessons for older people at Apple stores. That's good. That's good. That would be good. That'd be worth it. All right. Now, Christy, where did you live when you were in Scientology? Basically, I started out, I've been kind of around LA in different areas. Did you have special housing or you could just rent a house anywhere? Well, I was public except that brief time I was in the Sea Org, which was like 6 months. When I was in the Sea Org, I was with them. I was on a ship, actually, out in LA Harbor. But then they kicked me out. They didn't really kick me out. They just said I had to get off my medicine before I could come back. And they gave me a letter from L. Ron Hubbard saying, you have to get off your medicine. We'll see you up the line. So anyway, that was a mess. But then I just started, I rented a room at a lady's house for a while because then I was trying to get off my medicine and having a bunch of seizures, and it was a mess. Then after that, I met my husband on course, and we got married 4 months later after meeting him. And I really, really was happy with my husband. And we lived in Silver Lake, which is a little area, beautiful area at the time. And I gave birth to my son there. And it was kind of a little Scientology community up in the hills in Silver Lake. So we were there, and then I wanted to have a little yard for my son. So I said, we gotta move where there's a house, where there's a yard, some kind of a yard. So we moved to this little tiny house. I think it was still in Silver Lake, but it was down more on the off Sunset. And Yachty was in the front in an apartment with his wife, and we were in the back in a house with little grass. And that's where we went on Let's Make a Deal and won. And we won all kinds of stuff. When you win one of those shows, it doesn't matter what you win. Like we won a trailer camper and we didn't want it because they were going to charge us we were originally living at the Manor Hotel, which is now Celebrity Center. And we were living there on the same floor. And then we got married and we won the Newlywed Game. So then it was like, shit, now we've got this trailer camper, and we asked the Manor and they said, yeah, it's going to be $200 to park it every month. And we were like, we can't afford $200 to park on this stupid thing. So we brought it back to wherever they sold it and just sold it back to them wholesale. So we got some cash, but not much. And but you get also a year's supply of rose milk skincare, which I didn't want, Shasta Cola, which neither of us wanted, and some other thing. And I'm telling you, it was like cases and cases and cases of shit comes to your house. And you can't say no. It's just sort of like, you have to take it. So everyone that would come to my house, so even if it was a mailman, here's some Shasta Cola, here's a thing of skincare, and here's whatever the third thing was. And they'd be like, well, we don't really want that. And I'd say, I don't care. Just give it to somebody. It was like we were constantly giving this stuff away. But anyway, we lived there. And then we decided to move to Clearwater, Florida around there. We were in Brandon, which is over by Tampa. So we lived there for a little while. Then we moved over next to Clearwater in Largo. And that's where I really ended up getting suckered into OSA because they had the Save Sparkling Clearwater Stamp Out Scientology. And this guy said, look, there's only 4 of you here that are public. And we did lie to him. So you've got to handle it, Tori. And I'm like, me? There's like thousands of people out here honking out Scientology, stamp out Scientology. I can't, what am I going to do? I have a brand new baby. And the guy said, I know you can handle it. Just do it. And I did. I spent weeks and weeks, maybe a couple months on it. that he got voted out of office in a landslide. And it wasn't anything that I did that was nasty. It was just I talked to people. I was just honest and I talked to people. That was it. And the other thing, the final straw was I said, look, these people all think we have long fangs and we don't. So we've got to have a party, because my mom was always big on if you have any problem, have a party, because that'll solve it. So I said, we've got to have a party. But everybody that comes has to know they cannot talk about Scientology. They have to let them know, because these people don't know. Their doctors are Scientologists, their dentists are Scientologists. There's a lot of good Scientologists in Scientology. And a lot of the community don't know it because they never tell them. I would tell them, and people go, I can't believe you told people you're a Scientologist. And I'd say, if all of you would tell people you were, we wouldn't have the awful PR that we have. It was really interesting. It was. But anyway, that I lived there, and then I couldn't stand it. It was very racist, very icky. And I just said, we got to get out of here. I don't want to raise my son around these racist people. And so we moved back to LA, to this house. And he said, this is just a temporary house, Tori, then we're going to buy a house. And I've been here ever since 1982. I've been in this little house. It's funny. It really is. All right, so now let me see. So where did you live? So Christy, that answered that. Okay, 49 is for life. I can't use Android. Wow. Like I'm unable to at all. Wow. I'll probably be that way if I ever get over to Apple. Remember, you've got mail. Yeah, I know. I love that. You've got mail. I used to love that. And I love that movie too. That's a great movie. The modern sound, and then bing, bang, you've got mail. We started with AOL too. I know. I used to love that. I really did. It was really fun. It was like, ooh, somebody sent me some mail. It was very fun. Okay. Sophie, Tori, you're a star for being such a strong advocate. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a really kind thing to say. I appreciate that. Lily, I feel all new protesters new to receive a lesson on how to protest respectfully, how to win over the Sea Org staff. Yeah, it really isn't like there's a how-to thing that anybody could say to anyone else. They're going to do what they're going to do. That's just the way it is. And I've made tons of videos talking about what works, what doesn't work, from the inside things that I did. People don't change. They're going to do what they're going to do. That's just the way it is. Question. Okay. Can we talk about auditing sometime, Tori? That sounds interesting, and I don't know that much about it. And I'm glad to hear that John Travolta is a nice guy. I've always liked him. Sure, we can. We can. We can. I think my next one is going to start with something that I think majorly changed the church, and that'll be a good one. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do the Academy Awards. I mean, not online. I'm going to watch it. So it'll probably be, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Sunday? Is tomorrow Sunday? Somebody tell me if it's Sunday. I think tomorrow's Sunday, right? So it'll be Monday night, if that's true. I got a new watch. Look, I got a new watch. I had this watch, which was a smartwatch. You can't see it. There. It's a regular old watch. I love it. See, my Android, you always had to push the button to get the numbers to come up. So you could never just look at your watch and see what time it is. But now I can. I love it. But anyway, I wanted one with the day and time. And mine still says Saturday. It's not Saturday, though. It's got to be Sunday. Maybe it says Sunday. I don't know. I think it still says Saturday. My son helped me set it up, but Anyway, we'll work on it. We'll get it. It's very hard to read anyway. It's like itty bitty tiny. That's the only bad thing on the thing. But the good news is I'll be able to see the time all day long, all night long. And I love that. I really do. So now I forgot how we got onto this. It's a slow night at my house, always. Okay, good to know, Connie. Thank you. Can we talk about auditing? Okay, yeah, so we will tomorrow, definitely, or Monday, because tomorrow's Sunday. So then Monday. Okay. All right, good to know. Friend request sent, Tori, and I sent you a private message with phone number. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Brian. And the friend request is on Facebook, right? Yeah, okay. A salty writer. All right, make sure you hit the like button, each person. Lele. Is all in jest, Tori. Please don't send me to the naughty corner. No, I won't. I'm just saying I don't want it to end up like sometimes things like that can get into where every time you guys are on, it'll go into a whole argument on it. And I don't want that. I'm just telling you, I really don't. I know it's in fun. I do. But just for the respect of everybody else. But it's okay a little bit, but not just a little bit. But I know how you guys are. There is no little bit. You each have to have the last word. That's why I'm saying do it offline. I also sent you a private message. Okay, Brian. Okay. I was just trying to find the videos from when Andreas was protesting in LA. I think he was, but can't seem to find them. I wanted to share them. I know there's one on mine on Tori Magoo 44. It should be there. And if not, you can always look on Mark Bunker. He always has stuff. Or you can just type in Andreas and Tori protesting in LA and in Google, and it'll come up. I'm pretty sure. I am. I mean, I would look at it now, but then I'll lose all you guys. So somebody else Google it and see. Not watch. That watch is styling. Thank you, Connie. I think so too. I love it. It's very old school, but it's like I love being able to see the time. I'm a time freak. And with the old one, you had to push the button to have the numbers come up. You could see it clearly. That was the plus point of it, but I'd rather see the time. And I know what day it is. So the main one is the knowing the date. And I'll just get in the habit of doing that in the morning. Thank you, though, Connie. That's very sweet of you. It's Sunday night right now. Okay, good. So tomorrow's Monday. So then it'll be, it's Sunday night right now? No, I think it's Saturday night here, right? Or is it Sunday? Shit. I don't know. Does anybody know? Is it Sunday here in the United States? Let me know. It's 8:30 p.m. Sunday here, Lily said. And where is here? You have to let me know where here is. I've never really heard Tori talk about what she did in the Sea Org. That's because they kicked me out. I was in it for 6 months. I didn't do anything. I went out to do ship training. And in that, I ran out of my medicine. And I went to the head guy and I said, look, I've got to get a refill of my medicine for epilepsy. And he sent me to the MLO, which is the medical liaison officer, which is an 18-year-old untrained medical moron who said, oh, well, you're in the Sea Org now. We're the top 10% of the planet. So we don't take medicine. None of us take medicine. So you're going to have to get off your medicine. And we're going to do a whole program with you, Tori, with Dianetics and vitamins. And that will help you so you get off your medicine and you won't have seizures. And I was like, oh, okay. So they routed me out of the Sea Org. So now I wasn't doing anything. And I remember I ended up going to the forget what it's called, the FLO, FOLO, whatever FOLO is, the Flag Liaison Office or something like that. I went there, and these really witchy ladies said, you owe $100,000 for blowing the Sea Org. And I said, okay, let's get something really straight here right now. I do not owe a dime. If you want, I can take you to court, because the truth is you broke my contract. I have a contract with you for 1 billion years. And now you are saying I have to pay you $100,000 because you routed me out because I have epilepsy and you won't give me my medicine? Hello. I should have taken them to court, but I didn't. And they immediately sent it up to LRH, and LRH wrote me a handwritten letter saying, no, you don't owe anything. You owe for staff status 1 and 2, which was like $50 or something. And we'll see you up the line once you get off your medicine. That was it. L. Ron Hubbard. That was it. So I didn't really do much in the Sea Org. I did a lot alongside of the Sea Org because I could never be in the Sea Org. So that's why I always said I was on the bridge next to the bridge to total freedom. I wasn't really on the bridge to total freedom because people would always say, how could you be a Scientologist and be on medicine? And I'd say, have you ever had a seizure? And they'd say, no. And I'd say, well, then you know what? You have no idea what I'm talking about. But L. Ron Hubbard did. And he says, if it isn't true for you, it isn't true. And it definitely isn't true for me to have seizures. So I'm taking medicine so I don't have to have them. And you have a good day. And just so you know, you're off my list. And I did. I literally I kept a list of friends. And it was like, whoosh, as soon as people would give me shit about my medicine, you are off my list. No, don't say another word. That's it. And I've had people that are ex-Scientologists call me up and say, you really need to get off your medicine, Tori. And I'm like, who are you? Anyway, they're crazy. If you're in and you have a medical condition, get out and get to a regular doctor and get away from them because they'll kill you. All right. It should be 1:35 Pacific Standard Time. Thank you. Okay, but what day is it? That's the thing. Okay, so it's Sunday in Melbourne, but that doesn't help me. It's going to be Sunday in the morning. That's what I thought. It's Saturday here. Yeah, so it's going to be Sunday in the morning. Thank you, Marloka. All right. Tori, it's Sunday night here in New Zealand, so it's Saturday in LA. Yeah, good. So tomorrow it's Sunday, and then so Monday I'll do the next one. All right, here is Melbourne, Australia. So now everybody's giving me their times. For me too, but it really is Sunday morning. Okay, good. 49ers for life. Oops. Yes, of course, it's past midnight. So it's Sunday. You're right. Very smart. Very smart. All right. And Connie, you could have died by stopping your medicine. Another person did. Another Scientologist who did is dead. So my mom saved my life on that. You should have sued them for the seizures, but that you had been off. Well, I should have, but suing Scientology is a very difficult thing. And I knew it. I mean, Hubbard said, get him in court, keep him in court, bankrupt him. Now, I didn't have that much back then, so I could have sued him. You know what I mean? If I could have gotten attorneys that would have done it on whatever they do, where they'll only take it if they win, and they would have won a lot of money, and it would have been great. But I didn't want to lose my husband, and my husband was born in it. You know what I mean? And it was sort of like, it's a big trade-off. It is. I would have won a lot of money, but it's a maybe on that. And I would have lost my husband and, all my friends. And I just wasn't willing to do that. So true, y'all. But in America, if we haven't been to sleep yet, it's still the night before, even if it formally is the next morning. That is so true. And it's so weird. It really is. Because it's like, it's really, for me, it's still really Saturday. And it's Saturday night. And tomorrow, Sunday, it'll be Sunday. But you're right. It really is Sunday already. But if then you say tomorrow, people think you mean Monday. It's very confusing. It is. All right. Now, it is confusing. Good morning, Tori. Hi, Hans Christian. Good to see you. You weren't ready to leave yet. No, I wasn't ready to leave at all. No. I mean, I was having a good time back then. I mean, this was in the 70s. I was having a very good time in the 70s. 80s, I was having a very good time. It didn't get weird, like really weird, until the 90s. Once I got an OT7, that's when it got really weird. Okay, hey, Tori. I do the same thing. I think a lot of us do. It's good to know that because I always feel like such a knucklehead. Good morning. Good to see you, Hans Christian Schwartz. Long story, but I was too young to handle that type of lawsuit. This was in 1976. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. It was like too young, and I don't think it would have worked anyway. I really don't. Because back then, people, for a long time, even when I escaped out in 2000, I wouldn't say until probably 2000, till Anonymous showed up in 2008. That's when everything changed. But until 2008, Scientology was still thought of as a religion. And people would get mad at me for picketing, like, why are you protesting? This is a religion. They have a right to their whatever they want to believe, and you could tell they were thinking of their religion and comparing it. And I'd be like, you think these are the same? They're not. But you couldn't tell them. It was really difficult. And that's why I always thank the section of Anonymous that took on the Church of Scientology, because they really changed things massively. Okay, I know everybody thinks, Leah and Mike did, and they did. They definitely did. And everybody that told their stories. But that would have never happened without Anonymous, because the media was terrified of Scientology. And it wasn't until Anonymous took them on, and that was 9,000 people around every major city in the world, almost. And it was 9,000 people. So it was like, all of a sudden, the media got interested. It was like, what the hell is this? And so A&E, this is my theory, without what Anonymous did, I don't think A&E would have taken on all that stuff, because they were too afraid of getting sued. That's what all the media were. And they, so anyway, it is what it is. And thankfully that Leah and Mike did do those interviews, because those stories are incredible. I mean, they're really, I run into kids to this day. I go, find out about Scientology. It's worse than you think. And they go, Scientology, I've seen those videos of that lady. And I go, Leah? And they go, yeah. And they go, but I just can't believe that stuff could happen. And I go, it not only happens, we used to always say, find out about Scientology. It's worse than you think. And I'd give them my card. I always carried cards, and I go, here's my card. Look at this, learn it, find out about it, so you'll never get suckered into it. Okay, Connie, so sorry my son was premature too. Oh, okay. Wait, I missed Connie's. Long story. Oh, okay. Okay. So sorry to hear that. It's so horrible to have to go through. I missed her story. Where is it? Okay, here we go. I understand the suing. I had a good cause of action I lost my baby at 17 when I was told in the air to go home. I was fine, and a day later, I delivered a very premature baby. Ah, wow. But you didn't really lose the baby at 17, right? Because you went home and then you had a premature baby. And did the baby live? I hope. Let me know. Well, bless your heart. Yeah, premature babies are a tricky thing. Yeah, it's a rough thing to go through. Yes, the planters are removed. Yeah, we saw the videos. That's good. That's amazing. Peter, that's fabulous news. It is. Yay, Peter. Thanks. I haven't seen him. I haven't physically seen it, so I haven't said anything because I just saw it on a video. Thank you, Kelly. He lived for 8 hours. Oh, my twins came next, and they were premature also. They'll be 40 in September. I've always wanted to have twins. Oh, that's so great. I'm so blessed, and thanks for the kind words, everyone. That's so great, Connie. It's so great that you have twins and they're 40. Ah, I love that story. Good for you. Good for you. And I'm sorry for the first one, but I'm glad you got 2 more. And that they're twins. It's really cool. Okay, username unknown. Hi, Tori. Do you know Aurora Ruker? Is she okay today? I don't know her. I don't know. What, can you tell me something about her? Lele, the planters are gone and replaced with rose bushes. Yeah, they were putting those out a while ago. Question. You didn't think Scientology got weird when you heard the Xenu story and body thetans? 49ers for life, you got to understand mind control. You see, if you don't understand mind control, that question makes sense. But if you understand mind control and you understand the Truman Show, once you're in the show, have you watched the movie, The Truman Show? Because once you're in the show, remember, Truman was born on a stage. He's the only one that doesn't know it's a stage. Everybody in there is playing a part in the show. But he doesn't know it. He doesn't know they're all playing a part. It's very tricky. That's why I always call it the Scientology Truman Show, because once you're in the show, you know, it's like the Hotel California. You can check in, but you can't check out. That's the way it is. So, no, I didn't, because you have to remember, I have epilepsy. I have seizures. I mean, I don't anymore. I haven't had seizures in 30 years. But I had to handle that before I could go back in the Sea Org. So, and that was from L. Ron Hubbard. So, when I first read the thing about Xenu, I thought, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This is insane. You know, it just sounded crazy. But then I had to think about it, and I thought, you know, doctors to this day, and this was back in 1979 when I did OT3 and learned about Xenu. But now in 2025, doctors still don't know what causes epilepsy and seizures. They really don't. They don't know. They have theories on it, but they don't know. And I thought, well, maybe this is it. What if it is? What if? You know, why not give it a shot? I don't have anything to lose. I'm on the level. And it sounds crazy, but okay, I'll give it a shot. And every session, I swear to God, people all around Flag, I was at Flag at the time, and people would come up to me afterwards and say, Tori, we have never seen someone do OT3 and have wins like you're having. And I'd say, I know. I'd finish a session and I'd look in the mirror and I'd go, oh my God, I look different. I look better. You know, it was just like, it was really amazing. It truly taught me, if you really believe physically that something's going to change, it's not that it'll change forever, because it didn't, but it changed for a while. And it was really amazing. So anyway, that's my Xenu story. And then I figured, once I finished, why do I need this medication? And I stopped taking it, and I went into status epilepticus, which is multiple grand mal seizures over and over. And luckily, subconsciously, I was smart enough to think, wait a minute, don't call Scientology, because they'll put you, I mean, Lisa McPherson had not happened, but I knew they would put me in a car and drive me miles away to a Scientology doctor, and it would kill me, because I could tell from the seizures, I wasn't going to last long. So I called my friend Jerry Hall, who was a couple blocks away, and I just said, come get me. And the next thing I knew, I was in the hospital, in Morton Plant Hospital. He drove me right to the hospital. And I came to, and I had like all the things on my head. And the doctor said, 5 more minutes and you would have been dead. That's Scientology. So if you have a physical condition, get out of Scientology fast. I think everyone should get out of Scientology. But if you have a physical condition, don't be trying to handle it with Scientology, because it won't work. And I don't care how many people like Barry Klein will say he's healing it. He's not. He's not. All he's doing is getting your money. That's all he's doing. That's it. Okay. And using those phony stories so that you'll pay for it. All right. Okay. So I hope that handled it for you, 49ers for life, and you understand. So happy for you, Connie. Mine will be 21 in 9 days. Wow. He is a twinless twin. What does that mean, a twinless twin? Twinless twin. Oh, because you lost one of them? So they're twins, but one passed away? Is that what you mean? Or is it something else? Explain it, please. Connie, Kelly, I can remember how scary it was with the twins being premature. You don't know what to expect, and you worry so much. But that too passed, as they say. Aw, that's so great. And they're 40 now. Wow, how wonderful. Sophie, well, I guess it's good that the planters boxes are gone. It's good and bad. I mean, it's bad for Drew and I, because we sat between them and he put his sign hanging from them. So that was a good thing for us. But overall, it's good that they're gone, because they were ruining the sidewalk. So I'm glad they're gone. And they were, just Scientology misusing the area. And they wonder why people don't like them. All right. Let's see. Sophie, thanks to Audit LA. Yeah, she definitely was on top of it. The other twin died in utero. Oh, so sorry if that's the case. Yeah. Thanks for letting us know. I hear you, Connie. My son was a sister that died, or had a sister that died at 15 weeks, and I had to carry her till he was born. Ah, sad. Very sad. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Those are hard stories. Isn't it amazing how we live through so much stuff? I mean, you think, wow, I don't know if I could live through that. Do you know what I mean? But you probably are thinking, I don't think I could live through a grand mal seizure, let alone a bunch of them. And these knucklehead Scientologists telling me, well, if you were more responsible, you wouldn't have seizures. God, what a bunch of idiots. All right, Kelly. Sadly, that is happening now, and I cannot imagine the stress and grief that women have to endure now because of our new laws in the state. Another issue we should not get into here. Women will always do what's right for women. They will. And I speak from experience on that. And they will. So, one way or the other. I mean, it was nice that it was legal, but men will never be able to stop women from protecting themselves and any whatever is around them, that needs to be protected in one way or another. And I believe that strongly. I know it. So anyway, it's a drag that, the idiot in the White House is doing what he's doing, and what's his name? Leon, or I forget his name. I hate him. He's such a jerk. He wasn't even elected. I mean, this has never happened in my entire life where someone that isn't even elected, because he's a billionaire, can just come in and go, get rid of them, fire them, do this, do that. What's his name? I'll call him Elon because he's such a jerk. Is that his name, Elon? I forget. I'm happily forgetting him. September 22nd. All right. All right. I hear you, Connie. So sad. Mine is September 20th. My mom's is the 22nd, and my mom's is September 28th. And so is Spanky's. Our mothers were born on the same day. So that's kind of cool. So September is a hot month. I'm sorry for your loss, Kelly. It leaves a hole in your heart for sure, but we will see them again sometime. Yeah. I can't imagine being so elated to have your baby boy and then the empty spot without his sister. Hugs to you. Yeah. I agree with you, Connie. This is so much. I had to compartmentalize it and stay happy for my son. Yeah. Good for you. I hear that a lot where people lose a child and then they might have 3 other kids and they just ignore all the other kids, and everything is about the child that's either dying or has died. And it's like, it's really important to take care of the other one or ones. It really is. I think one of the best ones I saw on Oprah was about forgiveness. And it was a mother whose daughter had been raped and then just cut to pieces. And obviously the guy that did it was found and went to prison. And Oprah said, you guys seem so okay on it. And she said, well, we weren't for a long time. For a long, long time we weren't. We were very hateful and mad. And then we finally got some therapy and we realized we've got to let this go. And so we went and forgave him. And Oprah said, really? And she said, yeah, we had to, because it was bringing us down. Do you know what I mean? And we had other children, and it was like we had to raise our family, and we had to let her go and let him, his evilness, just let it go and forgive him. And now they go around to all kinds of high schools talking to children about, different things and, helping people. It's really cool. Okay, everyone, this little Aussie needs to sleep, so have a great morning, evening, whatever it may be. Night. Everyone stay safe. Good night, Lele. I have to go to bed myself, so good night to all of you. I'm hanging up. No, no, but thank you for saying good night. I have to too. I hear that somehow, and with the Lord's help, it was okay. Good. Just kidding. They did sedate me when I was 17. It was a very rough few minutes afterwards. Again, so grateful for my girls. Oh, yeah. That's really cool. Bye, Lily. Come back next time, Lily. Have a good one. Whose idea was it to paint the building blue? Hubbard. He thought blue meant spiritual, or it meant freedom. So that's why we all hated it. I'm glad they're gone because it maybe taught them a lesson about breaking the law. You mean the flower pots? Yes, Tori, humans are very resilient. I know. Right on, Tori. It is an embarrassment. Okay, yes, Elon. Yeah. Oh no, I hate to talk about politics. We're not. I'm like, wake up. Wake me up in 3 years. Exactly. It's really freaky to watch the morning show, though, I'm telling you, because that was done in 2019. And they say, oh yeah, Elon Musk, that's right. They say we thought it was this bad then. And, now it's so spot on. It's an amazing story. I don't agree with y'all, but I still have love for y'all. That's okay. That's good. We don't have to all agree. Understand, Kelly, no worries. Hun. All right. Such a horrible story. Forgiveness is key for sure. Yeah. Whew, Connie, so many around here don't tolerate people who don't agree with them. I'll tolerate you. You're here. I don't agree with you on some things. That's okay. Good night, everyone. Good night, Sophie. Thank you for being on here, Sophie. We appreciate it. And thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. She's leaving and I'm leaving. I thought Tori said good night. I did, but I'm getting sleepy. Yeah, it's time to go to bed. We got to go to bed. It's nighttime. So good night. Farewell. I'll be there saying good night. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow, whatever you might be doing. And thank you for sharing all of your stories. And thank you for coming. And I'll see you either Monday or Tuesday night. All right. Peace out. There you go.